Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I hope you guys are doing great today. So today's tutorial is going to be about how to take your measurements properly, be it for your next bespoke customized outfit. So for those girls who are a little bit on the bigger boob side, you want to make sure you have your bra on according to your bra size. So we want to start with our bust area and make sure that everything is on the same height. That will be for the middle part of the middle section of your bust, and it shouldn't be so tight. You want to make sure it's not so loose and not so tight enough that it stays intact. You want to do the same for your underbust. Underbust also, just make sure it's on the same height, not so high, not so low. And the same also for your upper body, upper bust area. And also a little bit of movement there. Go down to your waist. The waist area is just above your navel, just above your navel right here, and it shouldn't be so tight and also not so loose as well. That is most times the smallest part of your waist. And when you have that, you want to take your lower waist measurement as well, just most times below your body, below your stomach, sorry, like there. When that is done, we want to take the vertical part of our upper body before we go to the downer part. So you want to take your shoulder to bust, to nipple, where your nipple is, around about there. When you have that, you want to take your shoulder to under bust, like so. You want to make sure you have the curve in so it fits you very well. And you want to also take the shoulder to waist. You want to make sure you have this curve as well in the full length of your top, for example. To waist, that will be like around your navel area, or longer if you want it longer as well. And you want to also take your bust height. Your bust height is most times from where your bust starts, like upper bust to lower bust, like so. Very important. And nipple to nipple, like this distance here, very important as well. So when you have that, you want to go down to the skirt, like the length of the skirt, the hips and all that. So you want to take the hips measurements, hip circumference. That will be the widest part of your hips. And around your butt at the back, make sure it's just where it needs to be. Also not so tight, it should be movable up. You should be able to go up and down, because when you sit, your body expands, so you need that extra room for comfort. Okay, when we have that, you can also take your hip height. That will be from the waist to where your hip, to where the widest part of your hip is. And most times it's between 9 and 10, 9 and 11, depending on the height of the person as well. So on to the next, we are going to take the length of the skirt. For the skirt, you want to put where the tape starts on the floor. Take the outer seam first. You want to be standing straight from the outer seam to the, I don't know if you can see the floor right here, but yeah, however long you want it to be, you can, from the waist down to the floor. You can always add a little bit of extra meters or centimeters or inches if you want the skirt to be longer. And if it's too long, you can always shorten it. But if it's too short, it's a bit annoying, because you might almost have to do it again. Yeah. If you, for example, if the client wants to do a pants, you also need the inseam. So we just did the outseam, which is the full length. You can also take the length from the waist to the knee. If it's a shorter skirt or shorter trouser, you can also like just put your finger around where your knee is and come up straight. You have to be standing straight. You cannot bend, because then you will lost some inches. It won't be the accurate length. So for the inseam, you want to maybe open your legs, because you also have to stand straight, just approximately. Obviously you can add some inches to make it longer. From the crotch, I would say from the crotch down to the floor, you can pin that up and read it up and write it down. Yeah, you also need your lap circumference around your upper leg, just around there, and make sure it's a little bit loose as well, not so tight. And as well for your crotch, if it's a pant, you need your crotch that goes from here like this, and it should obviously be a little bit higher, because when you sit down, you see it goes down, like the tape goes down. So you don't want your I don't know if you can see this, like so. So if you see it goes down, you don't want half of your butt to be out. So you want to have enough fabric covering your butt when you're sitting down, like if you're wearing a pants custom made. So you want the front part to be like above your navel, and the back to be pretty much high. A bit like here, I don't know if you can see. So obviously, like I said, when you sit down, you still have enough fabric covering you. Okay, you need to take your sleeves measurement from your shoulders down to your wrist. Obviously, you can hold that with your fingers right here and then write it down. You want to take your biceps as well. That will be your upper arm. Bend it up like this, so that you know exactly how it's gonna feel when you're in like movement. Maybe you're dancing in the dress, whatever. And you want to take your wrist measurement as well, and always add like 2 inches so I can have a little bit of movement. And we want to take our armpit circumference. Let's do it here. Our armpit, just around the armpit onto the shoulder. Also not so tight, it should be comfortable. Yeah, so then we want to take our front shoulder and our back shoulder, like here, our full shoulder length across the neck to the other shoulder, and then the back, like so. That is done. Sometimes I also take the off shoulder for those who want to like do like an off shoulder dress, or with like off shoulder sleeves. You can as well take those. Okay. And as well take your neck measurement in case a person want to do like a high neck or certain design around here, so you have that. And obviously depending on the style, there might be specific measurements, specific lengths you need to take just to make sure it's according to how the style is meant to be. That will be it for now, and thank you so much for participating. I hope you could learn something from this, and if there's any measurements I forgot saying, you can obviously write that down in the comments below. I really appreciate. And yeah, see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow this page. Stay blessed. Bye.